This morning, Mayor Darrell Bradley, the head of the City Emergency Management Organization, provided an update on the state of the city following a fairly devastating flood situation caused by more than 10 inches of rainfall in the city. In some areas, the water levels and damage to homes even resulted in evacuations.
We have 107 people who are still in shelters. These are persons split between IT Vet and YWCA. These include children and adults. The bulk of the persons are at the IT Vet compound. The Ministry of Human Development, together with representatives of CEMO, are coordinating to ensure for the care of these persons. They have been assisted by the Red Cross in terms of providing blankets and so forth. Most of these people were brought into the shelter early yesterday morning. Some people have already left shelters, and at last report, there are 107 persons still in shelters.
According to Bradley, there are more than a few areas in the city where the floodwater is still a factor and where caution is still being advised.
There are critical areas of Belize City which always get flooding. These are areas of Princess Margaret Drive in front of the Queen Street Police Station, sections of Hydes Lane, Orange Street. We reported that at inspection yesterday, all of these areas were cleared. And after within a period of 8 hours after the rains had subsided, the only areas of flooding were reported in the Farbers Road extension area, in the area beyond the complex building, and in the area by Holy Emmanuel. We're still monitoring those conditions. One of the things that we're asking members of the public is if you can avoid those areas, particularly by Farbers Road, please do so.
Staff from the City Council has been deployed since this morning to deal with the debris left behind from the flooding, including downed signs and leaning lampposts. There is also an assessment in progress, all part of a strategic focus in the wake of what is being unofficially termed an emergency with a small e.
The primary assessment concentration is really on things like schools, things like medical facilities. I was told that several of our clinics in Belize City took water, for example, the Cleopatra White Health Center, so that they want to ensure in terms of the assessment that these areas are operational as early as possible. There also is a focus on providing assistance to dwelling structures so that if people's roof and walls were affected, then the assessment team will also do a review of those things with the view of having assistance provided where needed. The improvements with the flood mitigation project, with the drainage works that the city has focused on over the last, I would say, a year and a half, it has worked because immediately when the rain stopped, we went out and we did an inspection of critical areas. Areas like Orange Street that always takes water, Queen Street that always takes water, Freedom Road that always takes water, Princess Margaret Drive that always takes water, Hydes Lane that always takes water. And when I mean takes water, I mean that waters will be there for 24 hours, 48 hours after a rain has subsided. And these areas were dry.
Where the massive response in terms of alleviating actual human suffering, persons who have lost their homes and or possessions because of the flooding, that will come as part of a larger response from central government using the ministries of housing, works and human development. Mike Rodon for News 5.
If there is anybody who would be prepared to assist with cleaning supplies, foodstuffs, clothing, blankets, or other necessary supplies, they can do so through the CEMO office headquartered at City Hall.